Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making corned beef hash, and if you have a can of corned beef, some fresh potatoes, and a small onion, then you got yourself a meal under 30 minutes. So I'm going to show you how to make this really easy, economical meal. So come along with me, let's get to chopping. So today we're going to go ahead and start by chopping our potatoes. I have some small yellow potatoes here, and you're going to want to use some actual fresh potatoes, not the canned kind, because you're going to want a little bit of crisp to them and you want them to have a little bit of firmness. So go ahead and wash and chop your potatoes. I'm going to be chopping them while we chit-chat a little bit about this dish. If you want to move forward in the video, go ahead and skip forward. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this dish. This dish is a really economical meal. It really only takes the can of the corned beef, which is about $3 or so, some potatoes, and a small onion, which I grew in my garden. This was a very popular meal around the time of the 1950s, and it really originated around World War II when meat was hard to come by, and so shelf-stable meat like canned meats were created. And so corned beef was one of those meats, and so it's kind of stuck around as a comfort meal for many people. It's easy to make, it's pretty economical, and so it's just one of those meals that stuck around. A lot of people like to use this meal for breakfast. You can crack an egg on top of corned beef hash and have it as a breakfast, or you can have it as a dinner. So what we're doing is having it as a dinner, and this is something that we do from time to time, and it's just something easy that you can come up with in your kitchen from just pantry staples. The word hash comes from a French word that means to chop. So that is what we're doing here, is just chopping up our potatoes. And I have quite a few potatoes here that I'm doing. You can make more or less. I will go ahead and include the actual simple recipe in my description for you to check out. So today's meal is serving about 4 people here at my house. So this is something that I can just make really easy, and like I say, it's some of the staples that I like to keep in my pantry anyhow. So when I can't find what I want to make for dinner, or I don't have the stuff for other things, this is something that I go to. So this is a meal that I was introduced to by my husband. It's something that he grew up eating and that was a comfort food for him. And I really do like this meal. It has really good flavor and it's pretty simple. So it's something that I make from time to time. So with the potatoes, you're going to want to go ahead and you can either go ahead and pan fry them. In my case, I'm going to boil them and then I'm going to pan fry them. It's just so that I can make sure that they're very soft and tender, but you can make them however you want. If you want to cook them in the skillet the whole time, then that'll work as well. This is a great homesteading sort of meal as well. You can actually make it and it'll turn out really good if you have like a cast iron skillet. So if you like cast iron skillet cooking, this is a great one for that. Another thing I like about this meal is that it's great for leftovers. You can just go ahead and put it in a container and keep it in your fridge, and you can have it the next day for breakfast. So we're doing it for dinner, and I'm not going to make an egg with it. But like I said, a lot of people like to pair an egg with it, a fried egg. And so if you do have leftovers, it's a great thing to use up the next day or just have as a lunch or something like that. It really does keep well as a leftover. If you grew up eating this meal or you have any childhood memories about it, comment down below. I would love to hear about it. We're almost done chopping up the potatoes. The potatoes are great with corned beef because corned beef has this really salty flavor. So that's just something to keep in mind. Here on this pot, I am boiling up basically like some chicken broth. I added some Knorr chicken bouillon just to it to give the potatoes some flavor. And I'm just boiling my potatoes here on the stove. I like my potatoes really soft and mushy, and then I like to get a little bit of a crunch when I do pan fry it. This is the Knorr chicken bouillon that I use that I'm boiling my potatoes in, and you can do this as well, or you can simply just pan fry your potatoes. So whatever you prefer to do. And so this will take about 10 minutes or so, and then your potatoes will look something like this. And so you just want little diced cooked potatoes like that. So now let's cook up our small onion. This is an onion that I grew in my garden. And so it's a little bit smaller, and that's the size that you need, just something small to give it a little bit of depth in the dish and bring a little bit of sweetness to it. So I'm going to go ahead and fry up my onion as well. My potatoes are done and drained there. And so you're just going to cook up your onion so that it gets soft and tender. Now I'm going to go try opening up my corned beef can. This can is always so hard for me to open. It comes with a key, but I messed it up. So I went ahead and just opened it with a can opener. And so here are my potatoes. Now they're in the pan. I put a little bit of oil at the bottom, and I'm letting them just basically sit there without really turning them a whole lot. And that way they get kind of browned and a little bit of crunch to them. So just kind of put everything in and just let it cook. And then I did start to turn it a little bit halfway into cooking it. And this is what it looks like on the other side. But again, I'm just kind of leaving it there and letting the pan kind of crisp it up. It's sort of like hash browns or like diced potatoes that you make for breakfast. So you're going to want a little bit of a crunch to that. And then I'm going to add in my corned beef. I just kind of spooned it out of the can and put it into this pan. And you can see where it's at. And then you're going to do the same thing. Just kind of let it sit there and brown up. You're going to see that the corned beef gets a little bit of a redder color, and then it is done. It's ready to eat. It is so good, y'all. I really recommend this recipe. Thank you so much for coming along for today's recipe. I will catch you on our next video.